Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, I was supposed to introduce the show. Good evening, everyone.
I was just going to say good evening. Today is an unusual day because Jason's going to do the show.
Right. Welcome to Toxic Masculinity. I'm your host, Jason Labrada.
That's true.
And I want to introduce the man that single-handedly dealt Newsom a crippling blow.
That's true. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Wasn't quite single-handedly. There was the whole
of course.
The lawyer Ted Frank could not have done it without him. He's really the guy behind everything, and his team, his law firm there, which they were amazing. They were perfect. Actually, I should grab. Where's my phone? Oh, there it is.
By the way, Mr. Reagan is America's most wanted right now. It is Trump, Elon, then Mr. Reagan.
Mr. Reagan, yeah, I gotta watch it. They did try to hack me, which is kind of funny. I got an email, and I'm like, okay, I see what's going on. Yeah, they did try to hack me a few times, but I think I avoided it. Hopefully, they've not tried to blackmail me yet, as far as I know. I don't really have anything to blackmail, if I'm honest. There's nothing. It was kind of funny, actually. I laughed because I thought, okay, even if they do access to my computer, what are they going to find? I'm like the most boring man in the world. Yeah, so this is a kind of important thing. I mean, what's happened? We can go ahead and have a look real quick. Share screen. Let's see. Mr. Reagan victory. So I posted this. This is quite cool. Victory! Lawsuit against Newsom has been won. It's not quite won exactly. It's a preliminary injunction. But from what I understand, it's unlikely that Newsom is going to, follow this up and try to,
of course,
win this case. I mean, I think it's basically they've destroyed this whole bill is just gone. It was always a really dumb bill. Everybody kind of knew how this is going to go.
But they're relentless. They won't give up.
I know. This is from the judge. He said, AB 2839 does not pass constitutional scrutiny because the law does not use the least restrictive means available for advancing the state's interest here, as plaintiffs persuasively argue. And, obviously I spoke with my lawyer, but I didn't write out this, filing. I didn't write out all the legal stuff and everything. This guy did it, and he did it really beautifully. Ted Frank, and he wrote, as plaintiffs persuasively argue, counter speech is a less restrictive alternative to prohibiting videos such as those posted by the plaintiff, no matter how offensive or inappropriate somebody may find them. It says, especially as to political speech, counter speech is the tried and true buffer and elixir, not speech restriction. I said, thank you to Ted Frank and his amazing legal team who made this happen. And then I got a lovely response from the man himself, Elon Musk. Congratulations, score one for the people's right to free speech. And I said, thank you, sir. We should go to war together again sometime. That's what I wrote. I think sometime might have been one word. I'm not sure. I think it's supposed to be one word, but I just wrote two words because, even those of us who love the English language, I'm not always sure about stuff like that. Well, is there a little grammatical thing that you're not sure about? I just don't.
I definitely wouldn't know. I use Chat GPT and stuff to check my grammar all the time.
So somebody in the chat, I'm sure, will correct me.
Thank God for AI.
I know. I use Grok a lot to check my stuff. But anyway, I can actually read a little bit more of this ruling, or this I don't know what you'd call it. He says, plaintiff Christopher Coles, a.k.a. Mr. Reagan, is an individual who creates digital content about political figures. His videos contain demonstrably false information that include sounds or visuals that are significantly edited or digitally generated using artificial intelligence. Complaint ECF number 1. Plaintiff's videos are considered by him to be parody or satire in response to videos posted by plaintiff parodying presidential candidate Kamala Harris and other AI-generated quote-unquote deepfakes. The California legislature enacted AB 2839. I would counter that my videos contain demonstrably false information. But I guess what they're trying to say is the AI generated voice of Kamala Harris was not her actual voice, which, like, fair enough, it was not. But, like, I would say obviously so, intentionally so. I intended for people to know that was not true. AB 2839, according to plaintiff, would allow any political candidate, election official, the Secretary of State, and everyone who sees his AI-generated videos to sue him for damages and injunctive relief during an election period, which runs 120 days before an election to 160 days after an election. Motion for prelim injunction, motion, blah, 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 blah. But the interesting thing is all of the stuff that he said, right? All of the stuff that the judge said, defending sort of like, I guess, supporting our complaint. And he basically said, look, the stuff they're complaining about, he said, even if what the plaintiff was doing was even worse than what he is doing, right? Even if I had produced videos that were worse than what I had created, he said, that's exactly the kind of speech that is protected by the First Amendment.
Yes.
Essentially, like, what the hell are you even doing signing this bill? This is totally contrary to the Constitution. I absolutely loved it. It was the most, I could not actually have imagined that this would have gone better for us. It was exactly what you would have wanted. And that's what we got. So it was,
it was fast. When I saw it, I was like, whoa. It was actually a shock.
It was so perfect. It was a swish. It was a hole-in-one. It was a slam dunk. Are there any other sports metaphors?
Grand slam? Did you say that?
Yeah, grand slam. That's a good one. For Gavin Newsom, it was an own goal, as they
hole
say.
In one?
I did say hole-in-one.
Oh,
I didn't say grand slam, though. That was a good one.
Ace. It was an ace, Anthony Mark says.
Aaron Heath writes, Mr. Reagan just wrote in no helmet before the podcast. Yeah. Actually, what happened is I actually went to sleep because last night I did.
You could blame me. I told him keep it.
Gorka had me on Newsmax, and then he had me on. We do this radio show called Make Movies Great Again, which you haven't seen. You should watch. We just did Die Hard 2, and it was fantastic. I got to say, Die Hard 2, underrated. Die Hard 1, obviously everybody knows it's a classic. Die Hard 3, Die Hard with a Vengeance, everybody loved that. But people forget about Die Hard 2, and it's actually a really fun movie. So, we just reviewed that. That was great. You know, going back and watching 80s films, it's just...
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Cool thing. What a cool, fun thing to do.
That's what I've been doing.
I do that
just
for
watching
Gorka's
80s
radio
movies.
show. So
even
my time... Yeah,
I was gonna say even watching the B80 movies is like amazing because the B80 movies are 100 times better than the A movies now.
Well, that's kind of what I said in the show. I'm like, look, you know, if you were living in the 80s, Die Hard 2 didn't seem probably that impressive because Die Hard spawned so many copycats that you had these like low grade Die Hard movies all over the place.
Yeah.
And then you see Die Hard 2 and it was like, well, is this really that much different than all these other Die Hard copycats? But going back now in 2024, when we don't have any movies like that, and you see Die Hard, first Die Hard movie, and then you see Die Hard 2, it's like you get to live in that world for another 2 hours. Fantastic. Because everything, like you said, even the B movies back then are so much better than the movies that we have today. And I've made that point many times on my Make Movies Great Again show with Gorka. But man, that's so much fun doing that every week.
Yeah. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I have to agree.
No, it is not. I will die on this hill. It is not a Christmas movie.
I have to say though, before I want to go back to your case there. Chris probably is not gonna like me saying this, but I just want to say
hello, Robin Spielman. She said hello, so I said hello back. Anyway, go on. Yeah.
I just want to say that Mr. Reagan did not want to go on the show today because he did not want to brag
no, I didn't.
about what happened. But I forced him. I said, yes, you're gonna brag. We're gonna get you. It's an important day, you know. So Mr. Reagan is a very humble person, and I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Well, Jason has some like medical stuff with his family, and he's like, Chris, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to get stories. And I'm like, you know what? It's fine. I'm up super late tonight. because the thing is, like, I had to do the TV. I have to do this TV spot at like, what was it, like 10:30 last night, and then from 2 in the morning to 3 in the morning, I had the radio show, and then I had to get up at 6 for this. So I'm barely sleeping, and I'm like, if you got personal stuff with your family, you just do that. And then Jason was like, wait a minute, didn't you have that court case victory or something? He's like, no, we have to do the show. You got to celebrate. And I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna go on and just brag. Like, what?
No, I was like, you're going on to brag.
You're like, no, we're gonna brag. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so that's kind of fun. Love Elon. Obviously, my good friend Sebastian Gorka, who I do the show with every night. I love doing that show. So, that's just the situation as it is. Love Elon. Love my lawyer, Ted Frank. Everybody was awesome. I actually was on Fox News a few times. Apparently, they played this spot a few times on Fox News, which that was kind of cool. I don't think I've ever been on Fox before.
I give your lawyer a...
Yeah, that guy's awesome.
Man. Good man awesome to take that on.
Because it's the kind of this is more of like this wasn't for any money or anything. I don't have any money, but it's like, so he didn't make any money either. And it's just like, we're just fighting for the rights of Americans. Now, I'm a little bit worried that what they're going to do is the left is going to say, okay, let's get our creatives on this, and let's try to find the boundaries of this law, and let's push, let's do some stuff that really does trick people and all this stuff. And they're going to just do some really nasty stuff for Trump. Who knows what they're going to invent for that. It might take them a while to come up with something good, because I think the reason that my AI was so effective, that my AI usage was so effective, a lot of people were like, oh, because it sounded just like Kamala. Well, there's lots of AI fakes that sound like the candidates at this point.
It's speaking
I think the reason
truth.
Mine was exactly. The reason mine was effective is because I used it in a creative way that expressed some truths that kind of damaged Kamala Harris's image or her campaign. And I don't think they were ready for that. I don't think they were ready for a video that was that effective. So it has to be done by somebody who's creative enough and who is knowledgeable enough to create an impact. And I think that's what I was able to do, which is I'm not trying to brag. I'm just trying to say, like, I think that's the reason.
But they're not going to be able to do that. They can't meme. They're not going to be able to do it. If they do a parody, it's just going to look ridiculous of Trump. It'll probably work. It'll probably work on his benefit.
It depends on who they bring in. If they can bring in somebody who's really good, they can get it. But we'll see. It might take them a few tries.
Ain't gonna happen, man. Ain't gonna happen.
Ain't gonna happen. They can get somebody. I mean, there's some pretty amazing.
The best they could do was a Saturday Night Live Trump with the Baldwin guy. That's the best
you know what they've done recently with Saturday Night Live? They did the Jim Gaffigan thing. Did you see the Jim Gaffigan thing? It was pretty good because he plays Tim Walz. And he does the double hand wave thing. What is up with the double hand wave? I tweeted, or I commented on a Tim Walz tweet where he tweeted himself doing the double hand wave.
But it's like a 2-year-old. Hey.
Yes, that's like how 2-year-olds wave. And I wrote, bro, you got to stop with the double hand wave. And then I wrote, it's weird, right? Because that's his thing, right? They're weird. But it is weird. It's a weird thing to do.
Oh, yes. By the way, Gavin Newsom is officially gay now because of your parody.
He is definitely not gay. I actually got stories from Los Angeles, but I'm not gonna get into that. I used to live in LA. So people, and then when my show started, because I lived in LA and my show started and stuff like that, people would contact me and be like, I got some stories about Gavin Newsom. But I cannot verify the stories. But let me just say, the stories were definitely damaging if they're true, but it leans toward the he's definitely not gay thing as opposed to he's gay thing.
Interesting.
The gay thing with the gay thing with my video well, go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Chris.
The gay thing in the video, that was just a cheap joke,
No, I was gonna say Bremen brings up a good point. They may be hitting you up, Mr. Reagan, to make some Trump memes. Mr. Reagan, would you do it for $1 million? Go to the other side. Go to the dark side.
No.
Okay. $1 billion. They offer you $1 billion.
Yes, I would do it for $1 billion. Everybody's got a price, Jason. Everybody's got a price. No, but if it's anything that's like, I don't know, man. Because think about it like this: would you, for $1 billion, would you actually sell out the world? You know what I mean? Like sell out the country, allow America to become corrupt. I actually would not do that. Even for $1 billion, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, man, that's a hard one. I mean,
Making
see,
some memes
you don't
against Trump, I
have
would
kids.
do
You don't
for
have
$1
kids. So
billion.
when you have a kid, it's like you gotta kind of like think about it for a second. But it's like, I'm sorry, son, I'm gonna have to pass on that $1 billion. You're gonna hate me for the rest of my life, but
yeah. No, you gotta do it right. You gotta do the right thing.
Somebody says for 10,000, they'll do it. I take. For $10,000,
I do it for $20. I'm broke.
I need that shopping. I need that grocery shopping.
Yeah. Somebody's gonna clip that. All right. So, you want to get into the other news, like other stuff that's going on in the world? Because there's some other.
No, we already talked about the lawsuit. That's it. Okay, everybody. That was a great show.
Good night,
it's not that your liberal friends are. No.
Yeah. Here, but this is interesting because somebody just posted about Diddy. Somebody in the chat, they wrote, "I bet Gavin Newsom was at one of those Diddy parties." This is Robin Spielman, the woman who I said hello to earlier. She's saying some good stuff, actually. You should join the super chat. So it says, report: Denzel Washington once left a Diddy party enraged. He told the actor Brandon T. Jackson to leave before the devil get there. So
and in the article he brings a good point. It's like he would tell people, like, you go to the party, but like right before the devil comes into it, like he would go and he would leave like 30 minutes before the craziness starts, you know? And that's true. Like in those parties, I've been to a few crazy parties like that, and it's true. You got to leave early because
I kind of do the same thing, actually. I've been to some wild parties. Denzel Washington, so it says, an unnamed source told U.S. Weekly that Denzel Washington screamed at the music mogul before storming out of one of his parties in 2003. The source said Washington had been friendly with Diddy in the early 2000s. Denzel screamed, "You don't respect anyone," the source told the outlet. Denzel and his wife, Pauletta, had been partying until dawn with Diddy. They had seen something and stormed out. Reps for Washington did not comment. The actor's relationship with Diddy has been a matter of public record since the early aughts. Yeah. In 2009, Diddy hosted a $3 million 40th birthday party of the century at New York's Plaza Hotel, and Denzel had attended that. According to the New York Post, Diddy's parties reportedly boasted a who's who of A-list celebrities. Blah, 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 blah. Washington was there. I guess it's not that shocking because Denzel Washington's father was a minister. And I've heard him say some stuff that I've always been pretty impressed with Denzel Washington, because he seems like a man who actually has integrity, which I think is very unusual in Los Angeles.
If you watch that speech, that graduation speech he gave, it's amazing. It's about
no, I've seen that. Yeah. He's a good man. I like Denzel Washington, and so it's nice to hear him, hear that about him. And I'm sure at some point we'll hear something from him about all this. We'll see how that goes. All right, next story. Good question. What is Elon Musk saying good question about? Let's play this video. Insurrection Barbie wrote, Democrats denying election results supercut. Where are the indictments? Let's play this.
You can run the best campaign. You can even become the nominee. And you can have the election stolen from you.
But a lot of these supercuts.
Interference, though.
That's a real
what I'm
thing.
scared about in 2020.
But rightly.
Because I think he's an illegitimate president that didn't really win. So how do you fight against that in 2020?
You are absolutely right.
He's an illegitimate president in my mind.
Would you be my vice presidential candidate? Folks, look, I absolutely agree.
Trump didn't actually win the election in 2016. He lost the election, and he was put in office because
I'm not going to play all this, but you guys get the idea. Like they've been election denying forever. Ever since Trump won in 2016, they've been saying, "Oh, Hillary won. Hillary is the number
since
one."
Nixon.
Nixon.
They've been denying it, and we went to a whole court thing in against with Bush and I forgot the other climate change guy's name.
Yeah, but I'm talking about Trump specifically because we got to deal with the people that are there now.
Yeah.
Right? Because those are the people that are claiming that Trump needs to go to prison, you know. And the whole Jack Smith thing, I don't want to get into the details, but basically Jack Smith is full of crap. The thing that is crazy to me is that so many Democrats on X are believing this stuff.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, Jack Smith put out all this new evidence. Like, okay, the one thing that drives me nuts, if you read what all the leftists are putting out on X right now, and you'll probably see this, you guys will probably see this if you haven't seen it already, is they're going, in fact, they're twisting it completely. They're going, Donald Trump said, make them riot just before the January 6th riot. He said, make them riot. Okay, so this is what it actually says. And by the way, everything's sort of clipped out of context. So you can't exactly understand if you read it quickly. But basically what happened was he cites what happened in like actually during the actual election, like right after the election when they saw that some weird stuff had been going on, you know, and they believed that the election was stolen at that time. And they thought, oh, people are going to, you know, there's going to be some civil unrest because they're seeing that, you know, what's going on. I don't remember exactly what it was. Something like, I can't remember the specific thing, but something happened that was obviously like election tampering. Something had gone wrong. And somebody had texted within the Trump campaign, make them riot, right? This is what is being claimed in this new publicly, you know, this new report that's been made publicly available. And it had nothing to do with January 6th. It was a completely different event, something completely different. And apparently somebody had written, make them riot. Who knows if this was a joke? Who knows what the context was? Because they just like, they put it completely out of context, right? Who knows exactly what they meant? You don't know. We don't know. But on X, it's being reported as this is something that Trump said just before January 6th. They always say leading up to January 6th, which was essentially any time in history. Like, leading up to January 6th, which it wasn't leading up to January 6th.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Trump. It wasn't leading up to January 6th. We don't have the context. We don't know what it is. But that's what you'll be hearing for the next 2 weeks. You're going to be hearing make them riot, make them riot. They got memes already with Trump's face and it says make them riot, you know, as if that's a quote from him. It wasn't. He didn't say that before January 6th. Nobody said that before January 6th. But that's going to be their new talking point. And it's so disingenuous. And the problem is a lot of the people that are posting that, the initial people that are posting it and trying to, you know, trick people into thinking what it is. They know the truth. Yeah. You know, they've read the people who've actually read it. They know exactly what it is. And they are intentionally deceiving people because they want that, what do the left call it? Misinformation. They want that misinformation spread because that's what they do. Because the left is disgusting. Anyway, what were you thinking when you thought, I'm going to send this to Chris to post and we'll talk about it today? Election deniers.
No, I just Elon Musk posted it and I was like, that's kind of a good thing to bring up again. I know we all know it. I know we know the hypocrisy and all that, but it's just good to bring it up once in a while.
I agree with you. So Gorka posted this. Did Sunny Hostin just say that Melania wants her husband dead? Let's listen.
I think she hates him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also.
Can we agree on that? Can we agree that Melania hates Donald Trump, even though she literally just gave interviews about her book, talking about how much she loves her husband and how, you know, he's being unfairly attacked and how she thinks he's going to win and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't think so. But Sunny Hostin wants to believe that. So, of course, she's going to, you know, and then the rest of
she's one of those people that are so deep in it, like she can't come out of it. So she's just gone. She's just like, let me go full on evil and let me just go all the way.
And the other hags of the coven are all going, yes, that's totally true.
I think she hates him. Yeah. Well, yeah.
Okay, so we can all agree on that. That's a given. I also think that she wants to take him out. She does not want to be the first lady anymore.
They agree with you.
She doesn't want to be the first lady. She destroyed the Rose Garden. Who hates Christmas? Melania Trump hates Christmas. She doesn't want to decorate for Christmas. She doesn't want anything to do with him. She doesn't want to sleep in the same room with him. She can't tolerate him.
These women are nasty people.
Yeah. Like, why do you want to be around people like that? Like, think about it. Like, what, you know, those are the people that I just don't socialize with. The ones like that. Like, I don't care if you're a Democrat or whatever, but if you're like that, you're toxic. Now that's toxicity.
Yeah, it is toxic femininity. I wouldn't even call that femininity. That's just evil, nasty. Anyway, all right, let's go to the next one. Tim Walz oddly highlights inflation. Let's have a look at this. This is interesting. So, come on, go away. God, why do we get this big banner here? Oh, because I got a VPN on. Tim Walz oddly highlights inflation, saying Trump doesn't actually know high prices under the Biden-Harris administration.
And the next one after I posted is the actual video of him saying it.
Okay. Well, you should have just sent that. Why am I even showing this?
Because the article's pretty good. But
okay. All right. Let's play this.
Donald, we're talking about these prices and we're doing things. I saw a photo op of Donald Trump a few weeks ago, and he was in a grocery store, and he pulled out money to pay for a woman's grocery store. Look how generous he was on this. I would bet you any amount of money that's the first time he's been to a grocery store since 1985. I guarantee you that. He never went into that grocery store. He doesn't actually know what the cost of those things are.
Like that is the optics funny of this. Like, no, but that doesn't look good on him. Like, making fun of him helping out somebody with their groceries. I mean, it doesn't look good. It's.
But also, why are grocery prices so high, Tim Walz? Why would you even mention that?
That's what the whole article is about. Exactly.
If you want to get America's Most Wanted T-shirts, go to our Teespring site. Just write in Teespring, Mr. Reagan. The link is in the description below. You can get those T-shirts. But look, why would he talk about that? Because that, like, I understand that probably the people that are hardcore voting for Kamala aren't going to switch their vote, but there are a few people probably watching that going, yeah, but Kamala Harris, it's Biden and Kamala that are the cause of this inflation. A lot of it.
Yep.
They could have tried to ameliorate the problem to some degree, but they didn't. They just kept government spending.
It might have been a photo op, but at least he helped somebody. He helped one person. They actually killed a whole nation with that, you know? So
yeah, exactly. Someone named Selena Girl 69, of course, writes Tiananmen Tim. That's quite a cool thing, because you know what's funny
about
a T-shirt. That was we talked about that a little bit on the post-debate live stream, but yeah, so he was asked about this at the Tiananmen Square thing and how he lied about it, and he just goes, well, I'm just a knucklehead. Oh, shucks. I'm just a knucklehead. You know who's a knucklehead? Like Yogi Bear is knucklehead. Okay, you're not a knucklehead. You're a lying piece of crap. All right, like I don't know. You don't get. I'm pretty sure that's what they said about Jeffrey Dahmer. Isn't that what he said about himself? After he murdered and ate people cannibalistically, he was like, "Oh, I'm such a knucklehead." That's what he said in court, and then they were like, "Okay, you're free to go then." No, that's not a response. Did you just lie to the American people in order to further your career, your political career? Yeah, but I'm just a knucklehead. Shucks, No, you don't just lie to the American people to further your political career and then go, "Oh, I'm a knucklehead," and it's all forgiven. Now, if anything, you have to have a real mea culpa where you go, "Yeah, look, I this was a stupid thing to do. I exaggerated this, or I said this when it wasn't true, and that was a mistake, and I shouldn't have done that." What he did say, which I think kind of was getting a little bit closer to the truth, he says, "I get carried away sometimes." Now, if he said, I get carried away sometimes and I get enthusiastic and I mischaracterized where I was, and the reason was because, and he could have said this, he could have said, "Look, after Tiananmen Square, I was there like a little bit after that, and there was still protests going on, and there was still that energy in the air, so it kind of felt like I was there at the time," which of course I wasn't. But it was a dumb thing to say. I shouldn't have lied about that. That was a mistake. If he had said that, I actually think we all would have respected him a lot more. He still would have been a lying piece of crap, but at least he'd be a lying piece of crap that admitted it and apologized for it, but he can't do that, of course. Can't do that. He just calls himself a knucklehead. Oh, haha, I'm such a knucklehead. Let's move on. I can't stand that guy. He's such a fake. He's such a fake fatherly figure. You know, he's like a con man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like that guy. He's like that guy that befriends the family only to like rip off the old, like the grandma or something, like steal her life savings.
It's a good one.
He is.
But to go back, I think he went off script. To go back on the grocery thing, I think he went off script. I think his the people behind him are like, why are you bringing this crap up? You the Biden and Kamala destroyed the economy, and you're bringing this stuff up. Even if you're trying to make Trump look bad, it's still going to work against us. Because it's our economy right now, you know, we're the ones that have raised all the prices to everything. So, yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculously
like everything wrong with America. Anything you can look at America and say, "Oh, we need to fix this. We need to fix that." Whatever side you're on, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, whatever, you know, Kamala Harris owns that. That's her problem. But they keep saying we're the change, you know, whatever. We're the agents of change.
So change it now.
But you're not actually.
You're in power.
You're in power. You're not the agents of change. You're what's causing the problem. Let's see if I can find this. There was a tweet today which blew my mind because it was from the chick from the Young Turks. I forget her name.
Yeah.
That chick. She's like a Armenian or something like that. She wrote something.
With an S. Her name starts with her last name's with an S, right? No. Confusing.
I don't remember.
I confuse these.
She did a video about me once, and she said something like, "This is back when I had like I used to have one like really big dot right here, and she called it a beauty mark." And I was, but it was like a video that was like criticizing me for my
Anna Kasparian
years ago. Anna Kasparian, that's her name. And she said something. She was like making fun of me. She goes, "Oh yeah, you're so cool with your beauty mark," or something like that. And so when I responded to her video, so I made a video about her video, of course, and I go, beauty mark. Ooh, okay. Are there some sparks here, Anna? I think this might mean we're engaged, right? Or something, some stupid joke like that, right? And so I was pretending that like she was like in love with me. It's kind of fun. But yeah, anyway, so she wrote something. I wish I could find it. And I responded to it because I'm like, did this chick just write something like sensible and intelligent and like, because she was criticizing the left and saying something reasonable about conservatives and the right, and I'm just like,
it's been happening with her lately. Like she's been saying some things. Yeah. This is a thing now. Like in the young. Well, from what I see, I don't watch their channel, but I get like clips from other people, and it's a thing now. She's like waking up to reality.
I'm having like cognitive dissonance about this. Like I can't handle it. Like my brain's going to explode. I can't.
Oh,
like,
it's wild.
There's some people that I just don't think can say things that are rational.
Yeah, no.
And then they do.
It's happening.
I'm like, what the hell's going on with the world where even people on the far left are saying reasonable things? That's how crazy the left has become. Oh my God. I'm getting, see, the problem is when you kind of go viral with stuff and like, you can't find anything on your, I should have saved it in my bookmarks. But anyway, she said something amazing. Maybe I can just like look her up. Anna Kasparian. Anna Kasparian. God, I wish I could figure out what it is, guys. I don't know. I don't even know how to spell her name, if I'm honest.
G.I. Jose writes, Jason, Kasparian? That sounds Eastern European. Chris may have his next girlfriend.
No. Definitely not. Definitely not. Oh, it's A-N-A. Okay. This person knows. But anyway, let's go on to the next story. I don't want to spend too much time with this, but share screen. There we go. Declaration of memes. Oh yeah, this is a good one. This is one just for you.
Yeah.
If you know you're a gun guy if you are still looking at that ammo. You just wanted to put that in.
Yeah, look at that AR, man. That's beautiful.
It is a good looking AR. Actually, I had a buddy with an AR like that. I don't know if it was the exact same one, but all right. There's not much to say about that. That's just funny.
Yeah, the Assassin Great Rise. Look at all that 5.56. I agree. 5.56 is the ammo.
Now this is one. So this was crazy. So this is my comment on this, which is it's always the betas. It's always the betas. So this is Libs of TikTok. Libs of TikTok writes, Kamala Harris's husband Doug Emhoff forcefully slaps his ex-girlfriend for flirting with another man in a booze-fueled assault after a date to a star-studded gala. Is this the new masculinity that Jen Psaki was talking about? And this is, of course, reported in the Daily Mail that whoever this woman is, his ex-girlfriend, he slapped her. And it wasn't like, and I think they wrote forcefully, because what they meant was like, you know, sometimes you see people in a fight or whatever, and maybe it was like a light slap or it was an accident. Maybe you could interpret it that way. No, he was just like, boom, you know.
What I get from this is imagine
assaulted this woman.
Imagine getting slapped by the most beta male in the world ever. have you
heard this guy talk?
That's what I'm saying.
Ridiculous.
Like,
yeah,
she should have just slapped him back. He probably would have got knocked out.
Yeah, probably actually. But here's some great comments. He said he should do a stint in the pen where he can be the biznatch getting pimp corrected. I thought that was quite funny. Brobraham Lincoln writes, forcefully slapped as opposed to voluntarily slapped. I'm confused with the verbiage, so I wrote, I think it means as opposed to lightly slapped. Kitten Lang writes, they're sneaky. And I wrote insecure weasels. And she had a personal story, actually. She wrote she wrote that apparently she had been with this guy boyfriend that had knocked her up and I don't understand what she's writing here, but the point is that they're saying that like these beta male guys, they come across as nice guys or whatever. This person writes, years ago I met a real beta male. Even to me as a guy's guy, I found him weird and creepy. His handshake was so limp and effeminate. He creeped me out, and I wanted nothing to do with him. I cannot imagine why any woman would want to be with such a male. And I've seen these. This one writes, "What a POS." And you know they kind of agree. And like I've met guys like this, and I met girls who dated beta males, and these guys, like the most vicious wife beaters, domestic abusers, these kind of guys, they're always these like weak beta males. Yeah. And I think it's because they're like insecure and they think the girl's going to cheat on them or something. And so they end up becoming really abusive and controlling. You know?
And when they're confronted by real men, like that witness that, and they're confronted, they're like the fight in them is gone. Like they could only fight the women, you know? So, yeah, I agree with what you're saying.
Like what happened at the cafe the other day. we had a little chat off screen about stuff. I'm getting a little, I don't know, punchy lately. And
he means for like stamps and stuff or envelopes. He doesn't literally mean punchy.
If guys are disrespectful and a-holes in public, I feel like something needs to happen. You know, that's all I'm saying. So sometimes you have to kind of step up and.
Well, that's what's missing in society nowadays. Like,
yeah, for sure.
The problem is, when you do stand up to that, look what happens. The system works against you. So they've made the system work against masculinity, males.
Totally.
And, you know, so I say, the feminists made it that way, so they get what they deserve. Maybe we'll come back to the actual ways things should be.
Right. Well, when you're dealing with men that are, you know, that are acting inappropriately around, I would say, decent women or women that you actually do want to protect, you have to step up. You know, you have to step up. I feel like,
like my immediate family, my wife or something like that. That won't pass. But nowadays you have to think like, should I really defend this person? Is it worth suffering for and not seeing my family anymore, like that man did on the train in New York? Look at him, he's in jail now.
Right.
So
All right, so I found this girl's tweet. I'm not going to post it up here, but I'm just going to read it. She writes, Anna Kasparian. She writes, honestly, it drives me crazy when Democrats allege that unemployment rose by tens of millions under Trump when they know it was due to COVID shutdowns that Dems supported and wanted to extend. What kind of Twilight Zone weird world am I living in? So I wrote, why are you being smart and rational? What is happening right now? I'm so confused. Maybe this thing to write, but
maybe she sees the future coming. Maybe she's like, maybe I should change. Look what it did to all the people that have switched.
Native Patriot, who often watches the show, he writes, you will be a trad wife soon. You're on your way. I thought it was quite funny. And a lot of other people are saying like this guy writes, I never voted for Trump, but I am definitely voting for him this time. You should consider it, Anna. Don't buy the media's lies. So many things are writing stuff like this, and it's crazy. And there's somebody called Ultra Super Duper MAGA writes, it's okay, Anna. You can vote for Trump. You don't need the red hat. And somebody else wrote, wait, when did you change teams? And she goes, truth matters. Which, okay.
She said that? Truth matters? Whoa.
I don't know what's going on with this girl. I don't know what's going on with this girl, but anyway, I'm impressed, at least for today. We'll see if it continues.
No, it's been going on, though. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's been going on. She's been saying things like that. So
when the left is this crazy, they're turning even their most radical supporters against them.
Yep.
It's wild, you guys.
That's what I'm saying. Trump has been the best thing for conservatism. Like
somebody in the chat just wrote, she's got to get away from the beta Zhenk, which is
no, we don't say that name in the show, Chris.
yeah, really. Oh my God. All right. Let's have a look here at the next story. Where am I? Okay, here we go. Okay, this is. I was going to post this last, but I messed it up. Okay, so we're going to play it now, or post it now. But is that right? Do we check everything else? Yeah, we did. So this is the last thing. Actually, this is the last thing. I wrote, you know what? Elon Musk is better than the entire Biden administration, and why? Why did I write that? Because Elon Musk has provided Starlink terminals for the hurricane victims. And he says, and they will all work now automatically in that area where the hurricane has affected the states, automatically without need for payment for anywhere affected by hurricane. What is it? Helene. And that's just fantastic, man. I mean, this guy is saving lives. This guy's helping these people out far more than the Biden administration is. We got some great responses. Juanita Broderick, great patriot. She writes, I cannot understand any of the mismanagement of disaster. These people are dying. Gunther Eagleman writes, God bless you, Elon. Amuse writes, thank God Biden was able to guide the satellites. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Biden says he has directed the deployment of Starlink satellites in North Carolina.
I've also directed the development of deployment of Starlink satellites. 15
Shut up, Biden. You didn't do anything. Kristen Mag writes, this is incredible. Thank you for supporting these people. Army Brat 68 says, thank you, Elon. God bless you. I mean, people realize what's going on. They realize that Elon Musk, who is not in a position of any political power, has more of a positive impact in this disaster than our actual government, because they are absolutely useless. We do have one super chat today, only one, and it's from our good friend, Hoff Power Concrete and Simplified Crawfish Company. And he writes, I've been listening, but did not have a chance to super chat. Sup, bitches. So that's back. Thanks, man. We appreciate it. Yeah, it was kind of like a slow day today. We didn't get a lot of.
You missed a few. Watching. I don't know if you want to read those.
I did not. That's the only one. That's the only one I saw.
There's Clown World.
Posted a super chat?
No, I'm saying news.
Oh, okay. You got to be specific. Missed a few. Okay, let me check. Clown World.
And the first one on the top about the dock workers. I don't know if you want to talk about that. That's why.
Yeah, we can. Oh, you're saying I missed a few that you sent me. Yeah. I obviously I intentionally didn't put them up.
You always do that. I know.
Why are you bringing up how we make the sauce, my friend? Don't go behind the scenes. There's too much scaffolding in this show. Okay. No, look, I just didn't post all of them because I knew we were going to talk about my my case and everything like that. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen. Well, it was an enjoyable live stream today, as it always is, with my good friend here, Jason Labrada, wearing my amazing a t-shirt, America's Most Wanted, Donald Trump. But I feel like I should have made that smaller on the shirt. I think it takes up too much of the shirt. But,
I like it.
Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it. But anyway, it is a day for celebration. It's a bit of fun. Now I got to go find my next adventure. What do you think I should do next, Jason? Maybe I should go fight
run for president.
The Somali coast. Yeah. Okay. That's later. I'm thinking I'll go fight Somali pirates. That would be my next thing.
Imagine Mr. Reagan, the show, runs for president. Wouldn't that be like just great? On YouTube, you're Mr. Reagan, and then you become president.
Give me 20 years. I feel like, it's funny. People talk about like, oh, Donald Trump shouldn't be running because he's too old, right? Because we always said that about Biden. But of course, we said that about Biden because he was clearly senile. We didn't say that about Trump. You shouldn't be saying that about Trump just because he's old, or like Reagan back in the 1980s. But I do feel like if you're very, very old, you tend to have more wisdom. So as long as you can function, I think the older the better. Let's get somebody 100 in there, just as long as you can function. All right. Hoff Power Concrete 75 Crawfish Company says, Walz parody, please. I did a Walz parody, actually, very early on when she first picked him. But I haven't come back into another Walz parody. Maybe I will do that because people are more familiar with him now after the debate. Maybe I'll make a parody just about Walz defending his hand waving. Waving with two hands is the way to do it, kids. That's the cool way. Don't you know? But no, I have another parody that I planned, but it's not exactly what you'll expect because it's not the AI parody that you're used to. I was going to do one about Doug Emhoff, the wife beater. We'll see if I do that or not. I'm not 100% decided on that. So we'll see what the next video is. Until then, remember, it's not that a liberal friends are ignorant. It's just they know so much. That is not so. You want to say anything? Any last words, Jason?
Congrats.
Oh, thank you.
On the ruling.
Thank you.
Fighting the good fight.
All right,
that's what we're really here for.
Yeah.
Right? And you've done it.
Keep our freedoms alive. Yeah, I did something good. And thanks to my legal team. All right, folks, we will see you on Monday. This is a short one. Good night.